we freeze in Nashville. Come on, run the intro. It's too cold.
It's too cold. So today on Runaway With Us, we are going to be in Nashville, Tennessee. We are going to see quite a few things while we're there. It was very chilly.
Yeah, so when this was recorded, when we were in Nashville, it was when that Arctic freeze hit the whole East Coast from
the south,
at least Tennessee on up. So the high was 17 on a day
days
where it was supposed to be in the 60s. But we...
so we get to enjoy the cold with having an RV. So that was a little bit of a challenge.
Absolutely, and we'll talk about a little bit about that too. But yeah, so I mean, overall, it was a different experience for us. We obviously try not to be in cold weather, but that's not always possible.
Always the case.
Yeah, but we braved it out for you, so you could see the video.
Yes.
We did continue to film. There aren't going to be some of the things that we wanted to do, like with 17 as the high, you can just imagine what the low was. So at nighttime, we weren't going to go down to, I think it's called Broad Street, but the main road where all the clubs and all the lights are and stuff like that, and the hockey arena. So we weren't able to do that this trip. Also the Grand Ole Opry. We ran out of time. We did visit with friends.
Yes.
You'll see them in the video. And overall, it was a good first trip to Nashville, but definitely with our friends being there, we'll definitely go back.
Yeah, for sure.
So we started out for a kind of a brunch with our friends that live in Nashville at the Loveless Cafe. It's a little bit further outside of Nashville, but it is known for their fresh biscuits, and it's a place that a lot of people who visit Nashville for the first time say you have to go for breakfast.
It was really good.
It was really good. You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I would say the biscuits were my favorite part. I love,
and that's what they're known for, so that's a good thing.
And honey and jam, and they have all kinds of different homemade jam flavors too.
So we were at the Loveless Cafe, as we said. It's like a little farmhouse style. It's got little quaint pictures and everything like that. And it was a nice, relaxing type restaurant. It's a bakery as well, so they do fresh baked goods and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was really chilly, and but we had our friends with us who got to go out in the cold.
And who were not, some were ready to be on camera, some weren't as eager. There are the biscuits, which we loved. It came with three
Power of biscuits.
And it's complimentary. This is your fried chicken, right?
Yeah, fried chicken with eggs. I'm not usually an egg eater, but I love these eggs that I got, and I think it had some gravy with it.
Right, and then I had the country fried steak, because, down south, country fried steak, with eggs, hash browns. It is a huge piece. I tried to give you the reference there. It's a huge piece of meat.
Yes.
But it was very tasty. And then they've got a little shop next door where, there's the Jeep, where they sell, like, the biscuit mix, the jams, little stickers, and just a cute little store.
Yeah, all kinds of neat little stuff that you can get. And definitely focus on the southern charm of it all. But we really enjoyed it. They had the jam like you could have in the restaurant.
Absolutely.
You could get the biscuit mix. I think even some pancake mix too. But
yeah, I think so.
But yeah, it was a really cool little store. Very busy with visitors, even on that nice cold day. But
somebody was licking my hand, so no more licking.
But you can get a lot of different variety of foods at the cafe without actually having to go inside the restaurant. You can go there too.
And then after that we went over to the Parthenon. Now the Parthenon was built way back. They've renovated it since, but it was part of a whole like town area. The corporate buildings and stuff like that, state buildings I should say.
Yep.
But it's a museum on the inside, and then it also has some figurines and stuff like that, but it's obviously a replica of the one that's in Greece.
Yes.
So if you can't go to Greece, you can go to Nashville.
But a lot of different art on display.
I know.
Which is really great because I think there's some local artists there.
Yeah, local artists. And then this is actually the big, like 10 feet steel doors, and
it's really
the
cool.
very large statue. This picture doesn't even do it justice for how big it is. It's just amazing. And that's a little statue of Nike in the hand of the statue, and to give you reference, that statue of Nike is like 2 inches shorter than me, so it's 6'4" or 6'3".
Right.
So it's a very large statue.
But you wouldn't expect to find that in a place like Nashville.
Yeah.
But it was really fun. It was a really neat little place to go.
On another day, we went over to Gabby's Burgers. It's a not as well-known place, but it was delicious. The burgers were kind of hand-formed and pressed, kind of a chopped meat style.
Yeah.
But it's a quaint little restaurant, very reasonable prices. And it was a cold day, as we said, so we definitely started with something warm.
What did Ann get? Chili.
Warm chili.
Oh, so good.
So good.
I want it now.
Yeah, it was only, $2, $2.75. It was really reasonably priced. Then you had the kind of like a cheeseburger with fries. Comes with lettuce and tomato. I think also onion, but you said no onion.
Right.
And then I had the barbecue burger, which they kind of do the barbecue and then sear it on the thing, so it almost gets caramelized. So, Nashville, I think, was definitely fun. There's obviously so much to see that you don't even think about seeing. I felt like we ate more than anything else just because it was so cold. It was hard to walk around. To give you an idea, it did snow while we were there, which we were not expecting. We had brought gloves with us and winter jackets just in case for, while we were on our travels. We may want to go to a colder climate. I don't think so, but we wanted to be prepared. Of course, could not find the gloves at all. And Anne was still fighting the illness that we had talked about in Memphis and in
Cough
Destin.
kept coming on.
So we had to go to an urgent care for you while we were there.
And that's something I would recommend if you find you get a cold or you're just not feeling well or something that's just not going away. Find a local urgent care in the neighborhood. And it was great. We went there. We just had a really good experience.
Yeah, and that's what we actually found the Gabby's Burgers because I was looking for local kind of places. We drove by Hattie B's, which is famous for chicken. We desperately wanted to go, but the line, it was cold, kind of sleety, and the line was 30, 40 deep. So I didn't think having Ann stand outside in the cold and rain just so that we could get famous fried chicken. Especially since we knew that our friends lived there and that we would return.
Next visit.
But we found that Gabby's Burgers when not far from the pharmacy. So while we were waiting for the medicine to be filled, we were able to go over, have a quick bite to eat, warm up the insides, and it was good. A couple things that we learned from the freezing that we'll talk about. I was prepared for the cold because we watched the weather coming, so I got a heated hose. It was there waiting for us. Not technically at the campsite, but in Nashville it was waiting for us.
We got a heater.
We got a heater for the bay, even though
below.
We were pretty sure that the inside would be okay because we would have the heat going. But the what we didn't expect was the water from the pipe through the pressure regulator to the heated hose froze. So the actual water in the pressure regulator before it even got to the heated hose froze. So we woke up the first cold morning, no water on board. Thankfully we had water in our tanks, so I went out in the freezing weather, turned it off, unhooked the hose, switched us over to our onboard water with the water pump and stuff like that. The campsite, really fabulous, came out with a heat gun, unfroze the pressure regulator and the hose bib, but then he said, just to be careful, which I didn't know. We're relatively new, so when he says when it drops below 32 degrees, leave it pencil thick water, keep your gray tank open for us, and then leave the faucet in the kitchen running only pencil thickness. So just a little stream, and that'll keep the water running And obviously it won't fill your tank because it'll go right out the gray tank, and then you won't have any problems with it freezing at the source. So that was a good tip. Hopefully we won't have to do that too many times.
Hopefully. Tonight, where we're at now, it might freeze, but maybe not. We'll see.
We'll see. Which
we're prepared though.
We're ready. And people say, you know, aren't you in Arizona right now? We are in Arizona right now, and it's still possible that it could freeze tonight. So we'll just run the water just to be sure if we have to. We'll just keep an eye on the temperatures, make sure. This little one's bundled up, so he'll be all set. But thanks for coming to Nashville with us, and we appreciate it. Absolutely.
We enjoyed it. Thank you.
And we have to subscribe.
Oh, please subscribe.
If you haven't subscribed, it doesn't cost anything. We really would love your subscription. Just hit that subscribe button.
If you like the video,
give
us a thumbs up.
Please comment. I love comments. I try to respond to we try to respond to the comments as often as quickly. As quickly as we can.
And you want to see new videos, hit the bell. You'll get
notifications. Absolutely. And then we have Instagram and Facebook, so you can see some pictures that aren't
always like in the video, but you'll see it. I try to post on Instagram as often as I can, so you can find a lot on there too.
Yeah. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Jimmy, say goodbye. Jimmy.
Say bye, buddy. Right there.
Bye.
Bye.